We've had a lot of big bucks go down on the channel lately, but there aren't any going down in this video. Fair warning. This is the post-rut part of the season, kind of early December area. We were in several different states and we struggled. The weather was tough among just being in new areas, new properties the whole time. So we were trying a lot of stuff, and this is a very probably relatable thing for most of you guys out there. So if you want to dig in on this video, enjoy it, think of it as like deer hunting ASMR. Yeah. Beep. Alright, I'm gonna find the lowest incline going up. It's a pretty big hill. We're not hunting very far from the truck. It's an overlook spot, right? Up 2 elevation lines. 36 more to go. This is definitely, I'm not in elk shape at this point. It's December. It's December 1st. Hashtag no elk shape. Definitely feel lactic acid buildup. I was sore after I woke up last night. I'm gonna be sore again tomorrow. Been prompted to say something to the camera. So what I'm gonna say is this spot is awesome. I would hunt this spot in any deer hunting state in the US, but I don't know if Arkansas is a deer hunting state. There's more cell cameras than there are deer, that's for sure. Well, we decided to hop out of there. I just couldn't sit there and stare at the short window of ridges any longer. Not too far from the road, no action. This has been really tough. We knew that it probably would be, but there's a potential payoff with some pretty big deer around. But I don't know for sure, but I think we're gonna have to move, or I think we're going to move. I think we're gonna move to a different area that has more deer, completely different part of the state. So we're gonna probably head back, get our stuff kind of loaded up, get something to eat, and head out and try to make sense of a new type of habitat, new area, and hopefully lots more deer. So it's hard to leave this. This is really, really pretty, but it's just amazing to me how few deer there are here compared to other places in the country that look similar to this. So it's just what it is. Gotta head out now. So big deer in the future. Alright, we're on the road. We are not too far, I guess, from where we're going to end up. We've got Walmart groceries. I guess we're somewhat ready for camping. It looks like that's might be what we're doing. I think there's going to be more deer around, and maybe not as big of potential, but I sure would like to shoot an Arkansas buck, and that's what I think we're going to have potential chance to do. So getting close here, we got to do some road scouting and get in there pretty quick for the afternoon hunt. It's going to be exciting. feel like she might already smell us. There's another deer up there. Right there. I think it's a doe. Might be the little fawn we saw earlier. Walking away from the field edge, expecting that deer are going to be in the field. Trying not to bust that up too much. So about halfway between this creek and the field, and we're going to kind of loop in, J-hook, like they say old bucks do to their beds. We're going to hook in to our spot so as to not create too much disturbance. I mean, as I'm up there standing, but not going up, you know what I mean? That's exactly what I wanted to happen and what I thought would happen. We've got north and south cover, and I would assume travel along the edge of this field. And we've got a west wind. It doesn't set up ideal for a buck that's maybe trying to smell this this stuff, but he can get through this stuff pretty easy and visually see does and possibly smell them too as he goes through. And we're right in the thick of it, so we can get shots both directions. But 25 yards right there, we just needed him to be another 2 years older or something. So we've seen several 1.5-year-old bucks in here. That was perfect.
You know, and whenever you see something a little bit different, maybe it does hit him a little bit different.
So take what you've learned in your experience that
the fishing world is just, it just seems to expand into more sport.
Did you try to shoot that deer? Do we?
Huh?
Do we?
Maybe. Figure out where we're at.
It's rolling. Okay, so this is public right next to us. And we had just stopped here to get ready to actually go in and hunt elsewhere. And that buck was just right out there in the middle of the pasture, like cutting across. And there's wheat on this side of the road, and I'm sure that's what he was working to. And there's a decent little draw right down here, this ditch on public. And I think what we're gonna do is drive kind of along the edge of it, look in, decide if we want to try to bail off in there and hunt something new, or if we want to go ahead and go to the spot that I know that I would like to hunt. But this is good food right here, so definitely might be an option, but we're just going to do a little investigating to decide. I'm going to go up to this tall grass and just look up there, make sure that we're not being seen, and kind of evaluate where we need to set up. He smelled us because he was coming to the rattling. Those cows might have got him weird too. Planning is to kill a buck in the morning. That's what we're gonna do. Well, it's a cold, still morning in Oklahoma, and we did not get in a tree. Came in here with the cruisers on, expecting to find a tree to sit in, and there's plenty of trees, but the shots are just bad out of the trees. So I saw this cedar over here, right on the edge of the creek, and I said, I'll get up and underneath that. And now it's poking me in the neck and hurt real bad. But I don't feel great about the setup, mostly because there's cows in here now, and there wasn't the last time I was here. So, from the ground's tough, but I've killed 2 deer from the ground this year, so even idiots can do it. I guess Eric and I'll sit here until we can't stand it anymore, or we shoot a big buck right out there, like 25 yards. Well, this is real stupid. I mean, we had those does come by, and not 3 minutes later, a cow was at 5 yards, and now it's just a cow fest. It's a little early to get up, but these cows just still haven't left. I can see one right now at like 50 yards. And I just don't feel great about our chances with deer. So we're gonna get up, move south about 200 yards, and rattle to this really good cover. Send that Onyx pin to Tyler and see what he thinks, because a lot of this stuff is pretty good, but it's pretty hard to find something that sticks out and says, yeah, hunt me.
Do you think, like, same type of strategy applies where you go down there to the lake and find a crossing on one of those creeks coming out? Okay.
That was kind of my strategy going in there, I think, and
Yeah, I don't know.
but
this morning already. Had a little action. 6 does got my wind and saw a spike. He came pretty close. He kind of did somewhat what I was hoping would happen with the big buck this morning. But I bombed in here this afternoon to a place where there historically has been some pretty big bucks around. It's a long ways. I probably walked over 1.5 miles, but straight line, it's probably a little over 1 mile. I did a little, scouting on the way in, kind of, and this is what I came up with. I'm on the edge of a creek bend, big old creek horn, as Casey calls it. It sticks way out, and there's a trail that comes right down the edge of it. I'm hoping that you pair that with this really thick vegetation back over here. These red oaks that I'm in, they have big acorns on them that are dropping or have just recently dropped. And then this big flat right in here. I'm hoping all of that comes together. Several terrain features and habitat features work to my advantage, and then I get a buck in here this evening. This is the coldest day we've had in several weeks, I believe. Only a high of 53 today for Texas. It's not too bad. We usually have had a few more of those by now, but it's just been hot this year, just like last year. But got a creek crossing right here. A couple of them look pretty decent. It's a lot shallower right here. We're gaining some elevation, so you're probably tired of hearing me talk about all this. So I'm just going to show you some of this stuff along the way here, and I'm going to hopefully see some action here. There's a second rut coming in right now, and the bucks are definitely moving.
Got about 45 minutes till dark, and finally the cows are kind of clearing out. We got 2 more still that are kind of between us and the supposed deer. Just stupid. I hate wasting sits, and that's what this feels like unless we see some deer. And it's been so much cow scent and sound. I mean, it's tearing down a tree right now in here since we got here. That's just probably not gonna go well, but crazy things can happen in the fall, and that's what we're hoping for. They just aren't leaving, and I don't think that we're gonna have a buck cruise through here with like literally 20 cows within. There's still more coming. Yeah, look at all those down there. But so we're gonna get out here kind of quick and hopefully go see some deer in a field or something and scout from the truck, and who knows, maybe see one to make a move on before dark. Welcome to the Bovine Rebellion. We are in retreat, getting away from cows, and it's working. We found a part of the property that's fenced off that the cows can't get to, and it looks really good. Tall grass, decent cover. Saw a doe go up over the hill. There's food pretty far to the south down here. And our thoughts were we'd come in on a really cold morning, sit up on the ground, be able to be mobile, maybe do some rattling, and just try to see some deer, because we've had a hard time with that outside of that one buck that we saw on day one. If he was a year older, I'd get him over here.
They're just there.
What is happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wasn't a giant, but I probably would have shot him. Hopefully that's a good sign, and that there's bigger deer in here, and that deer was already on his feet early. I'm really hoping that's not the only deer we see tonight.
Ooh, we got dinner cooking. Got some ramen, Doritos. We're gonna make some hog. Make some sandwiches with that. Gonna be good.
Had a buck come in while we're still getting set up, and that was kind of weird. I'm kind of glad it happened the way it did, because after looking at him, I probably would have been happier passing him, but in the moment I wanted to shoot him. So it's probably worked out for the best. And we had some rut action there later with that other younger buck and all those does. So fun afternoon, really feel good about that spot. Looking forward to going back there tomorrow evening. The wind's not gonna be right for the morning, I don't think. So we're gonna go find a spot to hunt on the ground, maybe make some magic happen, and if that doesn't happen in the morning, we're gonna go back and kill a buck at that spot tomorrow night.
Ooh, can't wait for this.
Stop! Fast. Left my pack with you up there and just had you film down. That was a tough deal. I didn't really know how to do that, really, except go right at him. We got pulls. He's not super spooked. And in these hills, he's just gonna go over. But that's a big buck. It's a toad. It is a windy, cold son of a gun all of a sudden. Within the last 30 minutes, the temps dropped probably 20 degrees. It's high pressure, sunny, and it feels good. We're a little bit late getting in the stand, but that's because we had a really good encounter with the giant buck over there in the sand hills. Didn't get him killed. Thought it was a low chance or low probability situation, and sure enough, it was. He busted at it like 40 yards, but it was fun. I think we might kill a deer there one of these days, but tonight we're gonna go kill a deer in here. We're at that same place we've been the last couple nights. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be cold. They're gonna be on their feet, and we're gonna be shooting. Last night was pretty much a dud. Third time we hunted that place, and it's the third best hunt. So the worst hunt, in other words. We're going to go set up on one of those high knobs where we saw that big buck yesterday, and just try to get a visual on some deer. We don't have a clue as to how the deer are using this thing. I just know there's a bunch in there and there's trails. The one thing I have going is that there are trails that go east and west more than there are trails that go north and south. So we're going to use that to our advantage, set up to where we can see a long way, and just try to make a move on a big deer.
Casey's spotted a big buck, and we're gonna put the stalk on and kill this dude.
You just get footage.
See that camera? We're gonna move that way and glass and see if he's gonna come wind us. I just messed that up. I'm stupid. But you gotta try.
Well, Eric just called it an unsuccessful week. That's rude, but we did not kill a deer. We had actually pretty tough hunting. And it's the same thing time and time again. There's this thing that happens, we were talking about on the way out, that so often on these out-of-state trips on public land, you'll be hunting public over here and then driving to this other spot, and then you're like, let's just pull in right quick and check this one spot out. You know, it's kind of, we've overlooked it, but it might be all right. And then it ends up being like the place you want to be. And that's what we found yesterday. So we had pretty much one hunt in here, and saw 2 big bucks this morning and one yesterday when we were in there scouting around. So I hope that in the future we'll get to hunt this again. But for right now, we're gonna head back to Texas, get us some Taco Bell on the way, and try to kill a late season deer down there.